Where does the stress come from? Is it from expectations of people around you? I am here today with two of my favorite Gen Zs from Team GSC, Ritika and Galvin. Hi guys.
Hello, Marlon.
Vale.
How are you today?
Been doing good. How have you been?
I'm good. Thanks a lot. I hope you had your coffee and Slurpee because I think we're going to have a very interesting conversation today.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Forward.
So let's start with the most important question. What is this Riz and where can I get some? No, I'm serious.
Riz is Ritika.
Okay.
Riz is
That is not the answer I'm looking for. Galvin, you have more information?
Um, that daily shot of charisma that I carry around with me, that is Riz.
Oh, so it's a short for charisma.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't think we can go get some Riz. You either have it or you don't have
You
it.
don't.
yet.
Yes, that's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
End of story.
But I think most of Gen Z has the Riz.
I think
Okay,
Gen Zs
okay,
were
for the Gen
born
Zs.
with Riz, didn't we? We were born with Riz.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, now that we are done with the very difficult question, we'll move to the easier questions. Let's talk about your foray into the corporate world, the start of your career, the professional journey. Can you tell me what were the expectations and what was the reality like? Ritika, you want to go?
Yeah, so initially, so after college, everybody's all hyped up, and me being the last one in my friends group to, join, all of them had already scared me enough saying, bro, corporate is going to be scary. But no, GSC didn't, make me feel like that. It made me feel so comfortable. I was just myself. So initially when I joined, I had to, keep quiet.
Okay.
And I was scared of my team. But then my team is so beautiful. They've been so nice that they were the first ones who came and spoke to me. So they made me feel so comfortable that I don't have to be scared.
Okay, that's wonderful. You have a great team.
Yes.
How about you, Galvin?
Like Ritika mentioned, I was the last one in my group to get a job.
Okay.
And all my friends had started working, and I would stay in touch with them, and all they would do is crib about how bad the transition was for them from
Okay.
college to corporate.
Oh, is it?
And I was a little hesitant to even start looking for jobs. I was like, do I want to study further? Do I really need to get a job? But then I got the call from GSC, and I walked in here. Malan, I was a kid in a candy shop. Like, I was excited. I was running around every floor. It was a great experience for a person to start off their career here.
Okay.
First things, the office is amazing.
Yes.
Second,
Yes.
the people were very welcoming, not
Okay.
just my team, but all the other people who were working with me, like my HRs, my other teammates, very welcoming to the newcomer.
Okay.
They came, had conversations with me. In fact, Ritika was actually the first one to
Yeah.
come and have like this friendly conversation with me, and we vibed. And I was able to find the people on my same vibe wavelength. And when it comes to my team, they made me feel very comfortable. The boys took me out on their smoke breaks. They had a good chat with me. I didn't have that feeling of being an outsider. I felt like I was one of them. So that experience was really great for me.
Okay. So a lot of positives
Yes,
basically.
definitely.
I would like to know what was the challenging part of transitioning from academics to a work life. Was it people, a new bunch of people, or was it the decorum of schedules and deadlines?
So for me personally, change has always been a little hard than
Okay.
usual. So fitting in to this new change, I think did take me a little time, but the people around me were very accepting. Initially, I did have a little trouble with being on the same wavelength as the people I was working with, having them to accept me as I am, trying to fit in with the schedule of my work.
Okay.
It took me a little time, but I was able to get there in not too long. And I like this change. I think this change is required in my
Okay.
life.
Okay.
I
So
feel I'm
do
the
you
right
do you
place.
feel like this is like a lesson for adulting?
I'm definitely adulting.
Excellent. How about you, Ritika?
For me, it was not about the people. I think it was about the decorum. In college, at least you can go and you can be like, okay, one more day extra, please. But you can't do that
Yeah.
here. So yeah, it was probably the decorum for me.
What do you feel about the work culture at GSC? Is it wonderful? Are you all adjusting?
A lot of my friends still hate me because they always like, bro, you're always enjoying. You have something happening always in GSC. How do you even work? But yeah, that's work-life balance.
Excellent. How
I
about
think
you,
when I
Gaurav?
compare my work life with that of my friends,
Mhm.
I honestly feel blessed because GSE has a lot of time to spend on other things than just work. They focus
Okay.
on a lot of personal growth, which I think is amazing here.
Okay.
And having to work in a place like this makes it comfortable for me. Like I pull up to work every day just because I love how the work culture here is. So I,
That's wonderful feedback for GSC.
And I think adding to what Gavin said, it doesn't kill your Gen Z vibe because we are
it
all
just doesn't.
like fun, and I don't think GSC doesn't kill our
Okay.
vibe.
That's nice. We'll come back to the vibe, but I want to pick on what you mentioned, work life balance. Like it's been a year since both of you
Yes.
are worked at
Almost a year,
GSC.
yes.
So, do you really think seriously about work life balance?
Personally,
Okay.
I do, but
How do you
yeah.
prioritize your personal time, your professional time, especially when there is a pull of, more work?
Mhm.
So, how do you prioritize it?
For me, it's like, I try to finish my work first, and then I'm like, okay, that stress of, work is done. So I can relax now. That's how I look at it. And for me, unwind is partying.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, I can go party. So if I finish this now, I can go party. So that's how I look at
Okay.
work
So,
life
what
balance.
comes first?
Oh, yeah, I have to. Work comes first. Deadlines, you have to meet it. So yes, work comes first. But then there is also, I can party also.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Calvin?
For me, I'd say I prioritize what has to be prioritized at the right time.
Okay.
Work life balance is really important because you can't just be working all the time or you can't just be partying all the time. So I really admire the work life balance that I'm able to have here at GSE. And I feel like most people my age, Gen Zs in general, really focus a lot on work life balance.
So, you're telling me you work hard and play harder, or is it in equal parts?
Equal, I think.
I think I play harder than I work. But yes, I like to balance it. For me,
Okay.
I'm someone with ADHD, so focusing on one thing
Mm.
for too long
Mm.
is just impossible for me. Even at work,
Mm.
I can't be on my desk for a little more than 3 hours. Like my mind will be go do this, go do that. So
Okay. So, you take a break but come
yeah,
back, right?
I come back.
Just not checking
I
that.
because meeting my targets is on my priority list. I make it a point that I'm doing all these only when I know I can finish my work in time, or when I know I'm in a situation that my work will be done. So
Okay.
that's when I let go and
Oh.
I'm more extracurricular.
So, is this what we're talking about right now? Gen Z vibes? Is this
Yes.
what you all want in life?
Yes.
I wouldn't
still-
completely
and still
agree
choose
with
what you want to do?
Ritika, but Gen Z wants a lot. For me personally, my head's not really in the right place all the time. Like right now, I'm like, yeah, finance, but also in my head, I'm like, damn, I'd make a great HR. And also sometimes I'll be like, dude, should I start thinking about rapping or something? Because I'm good at it. So yeah, like we do think about a lot of things, but we prioritize what we need in life.
Does GSC give you opportunities to show off your other talents like singing, rapping?
Well, definitely. I think every opportunity that I have got to show off my talents here at GSC, I have made the best use of it.
Okay.
I think 7-Eleven's birthday,
Okay.
and we had something called GSC's Got Talent,
Yes.
where I sang a solo performance. Maria sang, and then me and a few group of friends, and this group of friends was me, another person my age, a person who was like 4 times my age, a person who was 2 times my age, and we were all on that same vibe length. We went and performed Kolaveri on stage in front
Yeah.
of about 500 people, and I think that experience was never I would never forget that experience that I had,
Okay.
because the opportunity that we had to do this in our workplace was a gift to me, and I don't think many people outside of GSE get to do things like this.
Okay.
We again had something called a family day where I was part of the fashion team and we did the ramp, and it was an amazing experience for me. And I think after coming to GSE, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned that a lot of things that I can be good at. I think the opportunity and platform that we get here in GSC to expose our talents, to improve our talents is great.
So, how important is it for Gen Zs to balance work and fun at their office?
We also look at work, but we also need fun. So when there's a place where you can have fun also, I don't think we're going to compromise on that. So like there's so much happening, there's so many things in office that I think half the participation happens in GSEs of our Gen Z people.
Say
Correct.
out loud.
Yes,
It's us, dude. It's a Gen Z.
Gen Z
Okay.
everywhere. And I think we've kind of influenced the other generation people and
Okay.
almost got them to vibe like us.
Correct.
But yeah.
So, all employee engagement activities have Gen Zs in the forefront?
I'd say yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I think
Proudly.
after we've come in, I think yes, we have
Okay.
influenced everybody in a good way
Okay.
to have that energy and not just sit at the system and work all the time.
That's wonderful. So, do you love the GSC work culture?
I think I'm in love.
Okay. So, do you think it's important to adapt to the work culture?
I think it is necessary for us to adapt to our work culture more than wanting to. It's a need for us. And I feel like the work culture here is amazing that it's so user friendly. It makes us feel comfortable in the same cocoon that we are.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking is because we still have a lot of options to not employees to not show up at work, right? They can still work from their homes or remotely, and many of them work in silos, and they're not necessarily part of the cultural activities, or they don't come in person and show up at the office. So do you think they're missing out on something?
I think they're definitely missing out because, come on, guys, we have an office this
Yeah.
amazing. Who wouldn't want to turn up to work every day?
Okay.
I make it a point to come to office every opportunity that I have. Only when I have something really important on my plate is when I try to avoid coming into work. But personally, I love coming into office. I love the interactions we have here. I love coming to this office space.
Okay.
It's just
I think
crazy.
I think it's the office space that we have that is so amazing that
Mhm.
makes it
I mean, if you're
eager.
You want to be here.
Yeah.
if you're not coming to office, you're missing out on a lot of things. And there's something always happening in office. Why do you not want to come to office, man?
Let's talk about your team dynamics, your interactions with your peers and your managers. Like, have you made friends at office?
I have made friends. Initially, it was a little difficult, but then I think I have, got them to the way I am. So now everybody's like, bro, you need to shut up sometimes and work too. There's too much you talk. They've all, I think I have influenced my Gen Z vibe to everybody. And there's like, you don't have to work always. You can have fun in work. You can crack some jokes also. I mean, not in a serious situation, but yes, you can crack some jokes also. You can vibe, you can sing,
Okay.
and you can do all of that. And I think my team has done a
Understood
good
you.
job with doing that. Yeah.
That's good. How about you, Calvin?
I think I have categorized people I work with as my colleagues, as my work friends,
Mm.
and my friends.
Okay.
So with my colleagues, I keep it mostly professional,
Okay.
where we talk more about work, focus more on work, more involved in things that happen around office, around our work. With my work friends, it's a little personal and it's a little work. So these are the friends that I hang out with at office.
Okay.
We talk about each other's personal lives. We have a small gala time, and that's about it. And then there are my friends who
They are not from your work.
they are from work.
Oh, okay.
Friends from, so this is all within.
Okay. So, how
work.
do you make that distinction? Is it based on age?
I think I'll base it on the wavelength.
Okay.
The,
Common interests?
yeah, I'd say common interest. I'd say people who are more accepting of the person I am. So that's who I'd like as my friends, because people who understand me, I would never have the need to explain myself to someone who understands me.
Okay.
So that's who I like having as friends.
Okay.
And in office, yeah, I have my fair share of friends who I talk about everything with. I'm completely myself. I don't hold back with things I do, all the things I say.
Okay. So, Ritika, what is your approach to collaboration? Like when you have a new project, you sit with your entire team, there are seniors, there are peers, and you have a discussion. Do you feel free to give your opinion or take advice if that is what required?
I think I do. Arlene. I'm I'm like okay with receiving feedback also. I'm okay with giving my inputs also.
Okay.
And I'm like, see, if you're okay with doing all of that, it it's good. I give my inputs, and if we can work around the same thing, then it's great. And I'm okay with saying certain things where like they're like, okay, this is how it has to be. I'm okay with that also. And I think that's one thing I love about my team.
Okay.
So they let you be
Okay.
you.
Okay. So, do you think though you're the most junior person in the room, you still are being given a chance to, voice your opinions?
Of course.
Okay. Coming to Galvin, do you think you are not fearful of giving your opinion? Is that a Gen Z thing?
I think it is a Gen Z thing. Gen Zs wouldn't fear being heard out.
Okay.
We're just trying to make our point be seen or
Mhm.
our opinion be heard.
Okay.
That's our only intention when we try to talk or open up in a situation like this. Like
Okay.
when you're talking about a new project with
Mhm.
peers, with managers. When we have an opinion, we talk. But when we don't, we also take that stand to be quiet when we don't know
Okay.
something.
Okay. But okay, let me just ask you: was there any awkward interactions? Like, do you think you gave an opinion and you realized you didn't know enough about, what they were discussing? Was there any incident like that?
I don't really remember an incident. I do a lot of loose talk,
Okay.
but I don't think there's ever been a situation where it has happened in a serious conversation or a serious situation.
Okay.
But yeah, I've felt that in different situations.
Okay.
I
Good
don't
for
really
you.
have an instance that I remember,
Okay.
but it's happened. It
Okay.
definitely has.
Okay.
Probably go quiet when I don't know what to say. I'm just like, okay, fine. I just zone out.
Are there times when you feel like maybe I shouldn't say anything because they might misunderstand the way I'm speaking, or maybe I'm too direct?
I think yes, there were times when I didn't know what rap, the lingo. The lingo was a problem. So will they understand? So in my head, it was a different way, but when it comes out, I don't know if it'll make sense or it was the right thing.
Mhm.
So there were times when I used to be like, okay, I take 5 minutes for myself and then process that and then say it. So
Okay.
there were times like that too.
Okay. So do you think, like, I mean, since you've been here for almost a year, has the conversations about work gotten better?
Definitely.
Okay.
Any relationship grows over time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the same situation with me and my team. It took time for us to get closer and closer, and we continue to grow. And I think that's great that I'm able to grow with them in this process.
Okay, now I would like to touch upon a more sensitive topic: feedback sessions.
Yeah.
Right? So, have you had feedback sessions with your managers?
Yes, so feedback comes both positive and negative.
Right.
So I've not been put in a situation where I have got negative feedback,
Okay.
touch wood.
Mhm.
But yeah, positive feedback makes me so excited. Like I'm just like, wow, it motivates me to do so many things. And I think that's we as Gen Zs, we love positive feedback. And we also like to look at, we can work better. There's something said. So we are good at positive feedback because I've not been put in a negative feedback situation. So
What about you, Galvin? Any negative feedbacks anytime?
Well, I have got my fair share of negative feedback.
Okay.
So initially, when I joined GSC, I think this was my first month of work here. I had this big pair of headphones, okay? On floor while working, I would have it and blast music on it. And it was definitely noticed by my colleagues, my managers. And I think this was my first one-on-one with my HR. And she brought it up. She's like, this is not something that's really looked at in
Positively.
positively in work culture.
Okay.
And that actually had me thinking a lot. Post that, I realized the necessity of looking professional, because we're not looking professional to just show it off to people. You're looking professional because it is the kind of job we do. We're looking, we're respecting the job and the space that you work in. So I felt that was very necessary for me to make that change in my life, and that feedback definitely helped me make that change.
Oh, that's good. Let's discuss communication styles. Like, what is your preferred, style of communication? Do you choose something that is more impactful or something that is quicker? Like, you just want to pick up the phone and have a quick conversation, or do you want something more impactful? So schedule a meeting and meet a person face to face. So, what works for you, Ritika?
for me, it's like, pick up the phone and have the conversation. And I prefer, having a face to face conversation. And I think that's a Gen Z thing. for us it's very difficult, we are so like, vocal. It's very difficult for us to put what it's in our head into words. So we like, just pick up the phone and ask, okay, this is what it is, can we sort it out?
Okay.
And schedule a meeting again brings on pressure on us. So we're
Okay.
like, no bro, let's just pick up the phone, this is what it is, get it done with.
Okay. What about you?
I think
Alan?
I agree with Ritika on this point. I think most people, I think Gen Zs in general, try to go for the easier way
Mhm.
than the right way.
Okay.
So that is always, the end result has not always been positive,
Okay.
but it works for us most of the time.
Yep.
And personally, I feel I like interactions face to face, but I also prefer the easy way out.
Mm-hmm. But if it helps you at a certain project, do you think you will wait it out and do it the right way?
Yes, definitely.
So you will schedule a call
Yeah.
and have that conversation.
If that's what needs to be done,
You
so be it.
I think we are open to options, and trial and error
Mhm.
is something we don't mind happening.
Okay.
So maybe this doesn't work. We know that this is going to work. So we aren't going to avoid that situation.
Okay. So is it right to say that Gen Zs are not really afraid to make a mistake, but it's the learning that's more important to them?
I'll agree with you, Merlin, because the statement that you just made has played a role in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've always learned from my mistakes. I've always been able to not make the same mistake again because I know what the end result already is.
Okay.
So that makes it better for
Yeah.
me.
So that's a great attitude to have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the other
It's completely
generation-
okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, I think the other generation should
Learn from you. Okay, noted.
Yes. Full Gen Z vibe.
Okay. Okay, let's come to a very important topic, the social media. I think Gen Zs thrive in social media, and I want to know what has changed from your academic time to, your professional time. Like, has the social media interactions reduced?
I don't think it has reduced for me. I still maintain that, being socially active.
Okay.
I get very excited to post stuff, and I love to do it because I love to make people jealous. And I think that's a Gen Z thing, just to make people jealous. And having such a beautiful office space, I think it's nice to make people jealous of your
Okay.
office.
How much of the office events do you post?
I think I've been at almost all the events, so almost everything is on my Instagram by now. And
Okay.
people have texted me asking, bro, your office is so fun, we want something like that. But yeah, social media, I don't think anything has changed for me since college.
Okay. Do people find out more about you via social media?
But if it excites me and I know that it's going to make somebody else jealous, it goes on social media.
Can you post me that in?
Not happening.
That's her choice, Galvin.
I was throwing it at.
Okay. What about you, Galvin?
I'm very socially active. I think back then, before I started working, my social media had more aspects of me,
Mm-hmm.
not really what I was doing. But now that I'm working, I'm posting
Yeah.
from work.
Okay.
So yeah, I make it visible that I'm working and I'm doing great. And I also have a lot of interactions in office with extracurricular activities.
Okay.
So I like putting all that up on my social media platforms, and I have hell a lot of friends
Okay.
texting me till date, like, dude, get me at least an internship in your office,
Oh,
man.
that's nice. What about professional networking sites? Are you also active on that? At least since you started work?
So I realized the necessity of having to be active on LinkedIn, where at work we had this workshop where the comms team spoke about posting regularly, keeping your social media platform on LinkedIn active.
Sorry. Go on.
Sorry,
bro.
the Mario is just making a face. So there I understood the need of having to let the network know about my value.
Okay.
So where I started posting about things I'm doing in office, every post that my organization features me on, I repost it on my LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I also noticed that a number of other, I'd say, HR organizations that look up my profile.
Okay.
And personally, I've liked being social on LinkedIn. I'm not posting every day. I'm not maintaining that
Consistency.
consistency, but every time I feel like there's a need for me to show something on my
Redo it.
LinkedIn profiles, I make it a point I do.
Okay. So you're already getting noticed by headhunters. Is that what you're saying?
I always get noticed, but yes.
Oh, okay. What about you, Risika?
I think I'm not very into LinkedIn yet.
Okay.
Maybe someday when I think about posting about. I think LinkedIn makes you post stuff very formal, and I have not yet.
That's not your
gotten
style
that's
as yet.
not my style yet.
Okay.
Maybe someday.
Okay. Do you appreciate, organizations that, spend so much of time and effort trying to brand themselves and, make posts about themselves so that, people take notice and try to make an impact? So do you think that's working? Do you look up companies on LinkedIn or on social media?
So I haven't really looked up other companies on LinkedIn. I follow a few tech giants, a few retailers on my LinkedIn, and I see the posts they make, and I feel it has definitely uplifted them as an organization a lot
Yep.
more.
Okay. Do you think organizations have jumped onto the social media bandwagon just to stay relevant or to attract talent? What do you think?
I think it's about attracting talent. right
Okay.
now.
I think I disagree with you, Maria, because I have an opinion about this. I think it's a bit of both for them,
Hmm.
because their main goal is not to just attract talent, but to also be seen in this community, right?
Okay.
So I feel that's the reason behind why they go that step forward to make themselves seen,
Mhm.
and also to make it like a shiny object for us to go grab onto.
Okay. So you think it does make a difference? Like
Yes.
when someone is trying to look for a job or has been called for an interview, they will look up.
I think the
Will
first
Gen
thing,
Z look up?
so for me, I'm not sure about all Gen Zs, but me and few other people, this was during the time of my campus recruitments, where I didn't really get through the campus recruitment, but all my friends got through in different companies. And the first thing that they went ahead and did was look them up on LinkedIn. So I
Hmm.
think it is very necessary for companies to make themselves look great on their LinkedIn profiles.
Okay.
Even what I did when I got the offer from 7-Eleven is go up and look them up on their LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So yeah, it is a Gen Z thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we can say it's a Gen Z thing.
Yes.
I think we've spoken enough about social media. Let's touch upon technology and AI. Do you use AI?
Yeah, I think I use AI only for my LinkedIn posts. I don't use AI for work related stuff.
Okay.
So
What about you, Gavin?
I think I use AI when it comes to work as well. Sometimes when I have to draft a mail, say I'm sending a mail to my higher officials, my manager,
Mm.
or a stakeholder, I prefer using AI tools to draft my email rather than just write it down, because I feel like it has a touch of AI, makes it a little more professional when I send that mail out, and it makes it look neater. AI has definitely helped me personally on day-to-day work.
Okay. I have a very interesting question for you. So, when you are looking for information, maybe you have a new project to work on. So, what is your first course of action? Do you go to a person and talk about it or ask for information, or do you immediately go on the internet to look for it?
Internet. Jinx.
Internet?
So I think I'll take a stand for all Gen Zs and talk now, because I think we all trust the internet more than we trust the humans around us.
Okay.
And,
don't be so rude, bro.
I'm just talking about when it comes to information.
Uh-huh.
We all feel like the internet has a better perspective and a better answer than
People?
people. Yes, we love you, man.
Okay. Okay, I understand you guys have completed just about a year, right? So, do you have long term goals regarding your career or are you still finding your way?
I am still finding my way.
Okay.
But most of the Gen Z people have, already have their goals set.
Mm.
But there are some of us who don't come under Gen Z when it comes to this.
Okay.
We look at us as a millennials or the previous generations.
You're all set with your goals.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where do you fall?
I definitely don't fall
Don't.
under the Gen Z. I'm still finding my way.
Okay. What about you, Gal?
I think for me, in my head, I know what I want to do in the future,
Mm.
but am I making the steps to reach there? I don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm still growing. I'm still learning what I want to do. I'm still getting a hang of what I could be better at.
Okay.
I think I'm exploring right now.
So you're still curious about, other domains, other
Yes.
technologies. So do you think you might completely change your course and take up something new?
I'm not really sure because I'm good with numbers. I'm in
Okay.
finance and I'm good with numbers, but the feedback I do get from a lot of people is I'm great at communication and I'd make a really great HR. So I might think about it in the near future, but I'm happy where I am right now.
Okay. Talking about feedback, do you speak with your seniors or managers and see if they can, mentor you?
I haven't personally gone and had that conversation with anyone yet, but I think I would love the opportunity to have a mentor who'll guide me, teach me new things, different things. I'm really open to that.
Okay.
I think I'd love to have a mentor.
I think I'm the complete opposite of that.
Okay.
So I usually go up, if I need something, I, go up to my mentors also and ask, keeping it professionally, ask them, okay, is there something, take advice from them, and if there's something I can do about it. I like mentorship also. I'm not completely.
But do you think, having a mentor helps you
Yeah.
choose the best course of
Yeah.
action,
lot of things, because I think mentorship comes with experience and
Yeah.
everything. And
So that'll help you in
Yes.
your future. That's what you
Yeah.
think. Okay. There's a lot of chatter about mental health and Gen Zs. So what is your take on that?
So I feel like mental health is something that we can stress on
Hmm.
because all Gen Zs go through a lot of changes. Every person has a different situation that they grew up in or a different lifestyle that they grew up in. And I feel like my generation has been given the opportunity to stress more on their mental health because we've been put in a lot of situations like that. Personally, I feel like I've had mental health issues, and for a long time, I was trying to figure out a way on what I can do to fix this. We go to therapy. I've gone to therapy. I met therapists. I met counselors, and I think it will always help me. And it's very important for you to go get your
help?
mental health.
Okay.
Like go see why your mental health is a certain way, and it is very important for our older generations, like our parents, our colleagues who are older than us, to understand that this is something that we really do face.
Okay.
We are not making it a fuss. We are not faking it.
Okay.
Mental health is a real issue that we all deal with on a daily basis.
Okay.
Adding to that, I think we have something called as a well-being leave. So you're not in the mood, take the well-being leave, stay at home. Don't come and spoil anybody's mood. I think most of us Gen Z go on that thing. We don't like it when, you're not in the mood. Don't come to office. Take the leave. Make use of the leaves. So
Okay.
yeah.
So where does the stress come from? Is it from expectations of people around you?
I wouldn't say it is expectations, but it is the kind of lifestyle that we have.
Okay.
So, if
Are you
we have
saying
to-
it's too fast paced or it doesn't give you time to transition at your own pace?
I think we grew up in a very toxic environment personally.
Okay.
Like with the things around us and the experiences we have in school,
Mm-hmm.
outside school. I faced a lot of criticism in school. I faced a lot of racism in school.
Mm-hmm.
So all that definitely had a big effect on my mental
Okay.
health, and that in turn had a reaction on how I behave, how I speak, and it affected a lot of aspects of the things I do on a regular basis.
Okay. So do you think, the organizations now give you an opportunity to, take time to recover, to find solutions for your problems?
Definitely, like right now, I think organizations are doing, but it would be great if people around this aspect get involved as well.
Okay.
Like as simple as your colleagues or your manager. Like, say you're not having a great day, a pat on the back makes it a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So that would really help us and make us feel a lot better about the situation.
Okay.
And
That's good to know.
acceptance of mental health would be amazing. Because a lot of people in this generation don't even understand the like my sometimes when I talk about mental health, my father will say, what do you go on with mental health, mental health? Like they didn't face all these things when they grew up. But
Societal pressure.
we grew up in a very different society, so we went through all of these things.
Okay.
So the acceptance is something we would love for them to have.
Okay, that's really heavy. Thank you for sharing. So, Ritika, can you tell me around 3 amazing aspects or characteristics of Gen Zs?
We are very, ongoing. We accept, we are very fun. And if you kill our vibe, we're not going to be the same. That's one thing I've noticed in most of the Gen Z.
Okay.
That's one. And then what else? What else?
When you say vibe, what do you mean? Positivity?
I think you need to explain this now. Like,
Yeah,
let,
I mean,
let's,
vibe
let's,
is used
let's do this.
often. So, but what do you mean by vibe? Tell a person from another generation so I understand.
So for us, vibe is like you need to think. We have the same thinking.
Okay.
For me, that's what vibe is. If we have the same wavelength of thinking, then you match my vibe. If when I say something and then you say you act like a boomer, then you're not my vibe.
Are you tossing out my parents right now?
I don't know.
Okay. What? Tell me more about the positive characteristics. Because I think Gen Z comes off as extremely confident and people who know what they want. Is that right?
I think we are very courageous. Like you said, we know what we want. Courageous is one thing I'd like to put. I think headstrong. When we decide that we are going to do something or this is something we want, we try. We make sure that we end up with it.
Mm.
It's not like a tantrum. So I think Gen Zs are courageous with their point of view,
Yes.
and we're also headstrong when we are confident about the point of view we have, and we only become headstrong when we know what we're doing.
Yeah. And you push back if someone tries to push you.
Yes, we do, and
Mhm.
we don't really like to be a part of something that we do not have an idea about.
Okay.
As simple as work aspects, when we do not know something, we don't open our mouth, so we take a step back and we are listeners.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say courageous, headstrong, and good listeners.
Okay. Excellent. So, do you think we should give some credit to your Gen X parents for bringing you up like this?
No.
No?
No.
We are almost at the end of the podcast, and I think we should touch upon memes.
This one.
Bro, should we debunk the Bangalore MNC culture portrayed in memes?
I think it's a meme. So as long as we take it as a meme and not let it get personal, it's
Okay.
going to be fun.
Because
And-
I think what the memes suggest is, there's like a cookie cutter factory, and you have the same type of people doing 9 to 6 jobs, and they come out and they get stuck in traffic for hours together, and they do not have a social life. Is that what it is?
I think it's about how different people carry themselves.
Okay.
This is a very personal aspect. I
Okay.
think you can.
But don't you think this is more comedy than reality? What the memes say?
I think it is comedy because we
I
notice
think
that
that's not
people at
weird,
GSC. Like,
Yeah.
I have
Are they
people-
exaggerating, what's
Very
happening
much.
about the
Very
traffic?
much.
maybe a little.
But
The traffic part, I will think is it's bad. It's really bad. But other aspects of the memes, I think they take it a little overboard. But I think that's what a meme is. You go overboard.
Do you guys make memes?
I
Or
don't.
follow memes? How does it work?
I follow memes.
Okay.
That's about it. I don't make.
Not a meme person.
You are a meme.
Shut up, bro.
So Marlon, you've thrown a lot of questions at us. Now me and Maria have a question to throw at you. Maria, why don't you go ahead and ask her that?
Yeah. Merlin, how have you accepted us? What do you think about us, Gen Z?
As I said in the beginning of this podcast, Gen Zs are my favorite people. I have a son who's a Gen Z and he's always rocking my world.
That's correct.
I always find a chance to find out more about what is this vibe you guys are talking about and, how to have a conversation with this crazy new lingo that you guys have, introduced us to. So I absolutely adore Gen Zs.
So, Merlin, what is the lingo that you've picked up from us?
I think the cutest word I heard of late is skibidi. It sounds so good, skibidi. What about delulu and solulu?
Delulu is delusional.
Okay.
This one?
Solulu is a solution?
Yeah,
Solulu is the solution. So it goes like Delulu is the new Solulu.
new Solulu.
So being delusional is the new solution.
Well, that doesn't sound right at all.
And I think we can give Marlon an education session of a little ago. She could go.
Cringe.
This is like,
Merlin cringe.
cringe is
Cringe, I know.
cringe.
According to my son, I'm cringe. Thank you, fam. This was an amazing conversation. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like
Comment.
and share.